Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. I'm going to save you $244 or up to that in a really short video if you just listen carefully in regards to suspension. If you're never ever going to buy any suspension, then you don't need to listen. It'll only take a minute anyway. Something for you to think about. It's got to do with buying the front suspension struts or coilovers, whatever you want to call it. See this thing here, right? This thing. Shock absorber. It is called a coilover. It's not actually a strut, but we slangly call it a strut. Now, a lot of people like to buy the Dobinson suspension upgrade. We can supply that, Australian company. We do suspension on Tuesday, so text me Tuesday morning from 8 AM till 10 AM is most ideal, Melbourne time. But you need to gather all your information first, and this is one of those important factors so that you don't end up with things you don't want or things you don't need. They're going to cost you money. So I'll give you an idea. If I remember correctly, these new Dobinson's top hats, see they're the Dobinson's ones, right? They're about $77 each, okay? Obviously I get them cheaper, and just quietly you get them cheaper. Excuse me. Now, obviously, springs don't go from being like this to being assembled on a strut like this without a spring compressor and some work. The other thing that might not seem as obvious, the monotubes, they take a bit longer because these are a fixed seat strut or coilover. You can't adjust that. With the monotubes, it's adjustable, so we have to set the height. It takes a little bit longer. Most suspension shops, including the Dobinson's branches, will charge you approximately $45, $50 each side. So if you total up 2 times 77 for those, 2 times 45 for those, I think last time I worked out it was about 250 bucks. 240, 250, let's say 244 if my quick mathematics is right. But then my prices could be a couple of dollars out, and each Dobinson's branch may vary their prices and all that. It's not my business what they charge. I don't really care. Okay, for me, I get these cheaper, so you get them a little bit cheaper. For me, we put them together. We don't charge $50 a side, okay? We're cheaper than that. If we get something sent direct from one of their warehouses, of course, that's who's doing it. We get it cheaper, and of course you get it cheaper. So either way, you get it cheaper if you go through us. But what I'm trying to get at here in this video, some people might have missed it, really important. The only reason that I would send this to you assembled like that, the only reason I would suggest you spend that extra, let's say extra 200 bucks roughly is what it's going to cost you. Thereabouts, okay? It varies, depends again who does it. If I do it, depending on stock availability, the kits that I organise could come out of any Dobinson's warehouse stock, right? So it varies, but generally you're going to pay about $200. So about $200 down the drain maybe. Well, maybe not. If you're doing a DIY install, having it like this, all that it means is you don't need a spring compressor to put it together. The job's already done. See it? It's ready to go. It's ready. You can take the old one out. This is the old one that someone took out, and you put the new one in. You don't have to worry about any spring compressors, right? The rear springs, you know, they're over there in the top right corner. Bang, in and out, no spring compressors needed. Follow our videos on our YouTube channel if you're going to do it yourself. Now, if you're getting a workshop to install this suspension, a professional installer, someone that should have a spring compressor and know how to use it properly, you don't need to pay an extra 200 or 240, 250 bucks to get these two assembled with top hats for that workshop, because a fair installation price on suspension is, well, if they do a rough job and forget a few things, it's maybe worth 200 bucks, 300 bucks. Some places do installs for 300 bucks, 350, 400, okay? Now, it's kind of a matter of you get what you pay for, but not always, because some places will charge 500, 600, 700 to do the install, and they still won't do a perfect job. You know, we all know there's no such thing as perfect, but the point is, the installers that we know and recommend, workshop partners, they're about 500 bucks, okay? But you get the quality install. They take their time to make sure it's all right. Things don't get forgotten. All the brackets, everything goes back the way it is. All the nuts and bolts aren't cross-threaded. They're not left loose, and they aren't over-tightened, all that. They're just, everything's how it's meant to be. That's what you pay for. That's what we call a value for money install. But the point is, the only difference, if you supply it like this, you've paid an extra $200, 250 bucks, and you're still going to pay the majority of the install. It's still going to be, say, $450 install. Where if you supply it with the spring loose like that, and they've got to spend the extra time to put it together, you're reusing the top hat off the old strut. So this one gets disassembled, takes only a couple of minutes. We reuse the genuine top hat on top of your new Dobinson springs and whatever. Okay, so you're going to pay about a slab of Corona. I mean, about $50. You know what I mean? Something like that is all it's going to cost you to get it assembled. So if you take 50 off, well, 200 or 250, whatever you want to take it off. If you're buying your kit elsewhere, take it off 250. You know, you're saving yourself $200 still by not getting the top hat and getting the professional to install it. You should be paying about 500 installation if they're doing a good job. Okay, if they're charging you more, they might be charging you too much. I'm talking about Prados here, okay? If they're charging you less, well, that's great, but I hope they're doing a good job. If you can get a good job for $300 or $400, beautiful, go get it, okay? Just so you know, with our pricing, we don't compete with pricing. We try and keep as cheap as we can for you to be fair, but as dear as we can for us to be fair. Does that make sense? So we're looking at both sides of the story, trying to be fair here. There's a lot of work involved. It's hard to get people to do the job right. We do the job right. That's what you pay for. That's what you get. That's what's guaranteed. Now, bit of bonus info. It's only going to take another minute or two. If you do want to get Dobinson suspension from me, you need to know things like I only work school days, I only work school hours, and we take school holidays off, and sometimes extra weeks or two. So this video, I'm going to release it out soon as a little extra bonus video preparing you for the dates that we will be unavailable, and that is basically wipe off September is the easy way to put it. If you want to get some Dobinson suspension from me and you want to get it at a discounted price but still get the right spring selection, this is the way it works. Well, firstly, the last dates you've got left are August the 23rd, August the 30th, because we do Dobinson suspension on Tuesdays for those people that listen and text us on their Prados, right? Text me between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Tuesday morning Melbourne time, and you've watched the suspension playlist on our YouTube channel, which is also linked in Oz Prado Crew in the announcements, so you know what's what, and you say, hey, I've got a 150 Prado, I want monotubes all round, no remote reservoirs, I would like the fronts assembled because I'm going to put it in myself, and I'm going to say, yeah, you're going to be looking around about the 1870 somewhere, something like that, along those lines. But depending where you are, I need your postcode and suburb so we can get a freight quote. There can be delays getting freight quotes back, so you've got to be patient. And then once we're all happy, and you're happy with the price, I'll send you the text to pay for it, you pay for it. Then once that's paid for, then we spend some time to do the spring selection and make sure you've got, you know, we spend some time to do the best we can. Like I said, nobody's perfect, but do the best we can with our experience on Prados to select the right springs for your satisfaction, okay? And obviously, whether these are assembled or not is what we need to know what you want specifically, okay? Now, 23rd and 30th is ideal. The 6th of October, if you must leave it to, not October, September, 6th of September, if you must leave it that long, then we can try and help you out. But we're getting towards the edge of those holidays. We're taking a bit extra time off. We might not be around to do customer service. Well, what if your order doesn't turn up? Very rare, but it can happen. Well, yeah, guess what? I'm on holiday. So I suggest the 23rd or the 30th of August. If not, wait, skip September and wait till October is what I do. You can go direct to the Dobinson's branches if you like, but don't come crying on my Facebook pages when you've got it's too high or too low, or I should have got the twin tubes, well, I don't know, I should have got this, should have that. Watch my playlist. I don't mind if you do that. I'm just saying I could be better at selecting the springs, specifically specializing in the Prados and the Prados only, really, for those people that listen to the end. If you've got a Hilux, you just need to be a bit more patient. I'll help you out with a Hilux kit as well, no problem. I think that's it. Same thing with the injector kits. If you need injector kits, Mondays is the day, but those same dates. Basically, wipe off September is the easy way to put it, okay? We're not taking the whole of September off, but just think in your mind, forget about Anth in September for any bookings in the Prado Hospital, any suspension, any injector kits, anything. Prepare yourself now in August, okay? If you don't prepare yourself in August, just wait until October. We'll be back on deck at the start. There'll be more videos. It'll be on our Facebook pages, you know, the Prado Hospital and the other one. Watch our videos, you'll find those pages, follow those, and you'll be up to date with what's happening each day. And of course, Wednesdays is the front wheel bearings and the BFE kits. Again, 8 a.m., 10 a.m. text messages in the morning, please, so we can get it all paid for, get it all packed, and get it all sent. And from then onwards, Wednesday, back through to Monday, we're very busy in the workshop, organising things, obviously. All the other aspects of the business, busy, 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 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Please don't bother me. This is not a free phone call, text message service. The phone doesn't ring, it's text message only. To order parts or to book into the Prado Hospital, all our help is pre-provided on our YouTube channels. All the information's there. Most people know that. It's on our Facebook groups. All these people, they've got the same vehicles, the same suspension. They're putting in the same injectors. The VIP group's awesome. Everybody's helping each other there. Even if I'm not there, the information's there. People can share videos, tag people in posts and all sorts of things. So it's a beautiful system. Bada bing, I'm here to help, but I can only do what I can do. Thanks for watching. This was mainly about, you know, telling you about, for you to work out whether you need these struts or coilovers assembled or not. And I think that's about it. I think that's all I can think of. So I'll whack this one out soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Love the people that listen and do all the things at the right times. Absolutely love it when that message comes through at the right time with the right information. All you're going to get back is a reply without order to pay for it, because you're not the only one. There's heaps of people. It's all happening. I'm very busy. I've got to be efficient. And it might seem I just wasted 10 minutes doing this, but no, because the people that are listening will use this information to help me help you, and they're all on the right track. We're up on the mezzanine with all the spare parts here, all the, you know, bits and pieces, whatever. Oh, we've got some spares up here. Anyway, we won't go too far into that. This is the gear that you may or may not need. It's your $244, guys. You decide whether you need it or not. Thanks for watching. See ya.